Hi, so I'm Gloria Charland, and I live on the northwest side of Long Lake. Long Lake is happy to be on our second year of participating in the lake monitoring program with Lake County Lake Lovers. And we've got something interesting to show you here today on Long Lake. I am the national chair of the Sierra Club Harmful Algal Blooms team. So I spend a lot of time lecturing and identifying. I identify cyanobacteria blooms, and if you bring me a jar, I'm happy to do the same for your lake.
Within our Lake Lover program, right?
Correct.
Excellent. And you're not just using your eyeballs, you are using a microscope?
Yes, I have a microscope, and but I also I'm working part-time as a consultant for a Singapore company called Zweek, and I have a $50,000 piece of equipment in my office that will uh, analyze a few drops of a cyanobacteria bloom on 8 different levels and count the number of each species. It's some pretty sophisticated artificial intelligence equipment.
Wow. So I know you've got maybe some less sophisticated but still equally important equipment in front of you.
Ah,
And you said something important is happening right here today. We are on something's lurking in the water. That evil Phosphorumpus has been active.
yeah. So yeah, this is our field equipment. This is called a swing sampler. This will enable us to get a sample of the water, ah, of the cyanobacteria without getting into the water. Uh, I've got gloves because sometimes there are cyanotoxins present that are called dermatotoxins, which affect the skin. And Becky and I are going to be wearing masks because cyanotoxins get into the air, especially microcystin, which is the most common cyanotoxin. They've done experiments with drones over the top of lakes, and they've detected microcystin in the air 30 feet up. In Florida, they have found microcystin in the nostrils of people miles from an active cyanobacteria bloom. It's scary stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I
So here we are all suited up. It is some scary stuff. There was a study in England where they found cyanotoxins on the lettuce at the grocery store. So it was from a farm was using a pond, one of these stagnant ponds for their irrigation water, and people were buying lettuce laced with cyanotoxins.
of course, our wildlife as well as people, unbeknownst to them, right? So, Gloria was just saying, look at this mother duck
Look at this little duck
who
family we
just
have.
brought her ducklings down from the hill to come swim with her. I think they're under this dock right here, right? Swimming away, drinking, putting it on their feathers, and they don't know. So, let's see what we need to be concerned about. What has that evil Phosphorumpus been up to?
Hmm. Oh, so we have a great looking bloom here. If you want to bring the camera over.
Yeah.
So this is the classic spilled paint that they always say to look for. Though cyanobacteria can present in a lot of different forms, this is the classic one people look for. We had just a little bit of this yesterday, so I know what's in there. This is an Aphanizomenon bloom. Aphanizomenon floss aquae is a filamentous cyanobacteria. It is capable of producing microcystin, which is a liver toxin that I'll be testing for, as well as anatoxin, which is a neurotoxin. And the only way for us to know if it's toxic is to run a test. You can't tell anything by looking at it.
Okay. So show us what you're gonna do.
All right. So
Should
I
I stand?
something. Yeah. So cyanobacteria are not capable of swimming. They're going to be moving around your lake with the currents and the breezes. The only movement they're capable of is moving up and down in the water column with these gas vesicles they have. So I've got 2 jars. One jar, I'm going to get a sample here near the shore. Mhm. Mhm.
Gloria, how many years have you been testing Long Lake for HABs, harmful algal blooms?
Oh my gosh. 4, 8, almost 10 years. I think this is the 10th year.
And you live on the lake, right?
Right, right. I'm on the northwest side.
Okay. For
So
10
this is
years,
sample
you've got
jar.
great records of what's been happening here in Long Lake.
We do. Now this second jar, I'm going to go to the end of the pier
Okay.
and get another sample so we can judge the extent of this algal bloom. You know, is it just something gathering on the shore or is it something lake-wide?
Okay. So we're now here at the end of the pier, and I'm going to zoom in on what the water looks like. Gloria,
Yeah.
describe it for us.
So we're about 60 foot out now, but you can see we are scumming at the surface, but it's not that bright green we saw on the shore. But this bloom is definitely extensive. It's not just some little thing
At the shoreline.
at the shoreline. This is going out into the lake.
Puffy.
There we go.
Swim in the water right now. Join those ducks. Would you recommend that, Gloria?
I would not recommend any living thing being in this water right now. We don't know if it's toxic until we run a test, but the toxicity can vary so much. If you see anything on your lake that you suspect is a harmful algal bloom, stay out and keep the kids out, keep your dogs out, and keep the dogs away from the scum on the shore.
And how would people even know, right? So you're saying, hey, start to use your eyes and see what you see, right? And use that as a guide. And you're offering, bring a sample collected in a safe way. You're willing to test it if lakes are in our monitoring program. And, you know, what can we do about this, Gloria?
Well, we can start by monitoring.
Monitoring, yes.
And oh, good Lord, the number of best management practices, as you know, is extensive. But with monitoring, we can see the effects
I'm gonna come and
of.
look at you. Yeah, and is this being fueled from phosphorus?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, and nitrogen is helpful.
Okay. So reducing phosphorus and these nutrients getting into our lakes is a really good action.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, so I don't know if you can see, but it's we're already getting a dark green line at the top. This is a quick field test. If you take a sample and it rises to the top in an hour or two, there's a good chance it's a cyanobacteria bloom. I'll be taking this and our sample. So here you can see the difference. This was at the shoreline and this was 60 foot out. But I'll be taking these home and popping them under the microscope, logging what species we have, and running a microcystin field test. Then if it's toxic, I'll be putting out an email to the lake owners around the lake,
right?
telling them what we've got, and you know, when in doubt, stay out. And then
And possibly stay inside even, huh?
isn't that scary?
Yeah.
So
Right?
then I'll be running a sample down to the Lake County Health Department and they send it over to the IEPA, who can do a more accurate uh, uh, calibration of how much microcystin there is, and they will also test for several other cyanotoxins that I can't do.
Well, Gloria, thank you.
You know how we have invasive plants on the land or invasive plants in our lakes, and so you want to wash your boat off when you come from another lake, or you might bring some new invasive aquatic plant. Well, even though I was always taught that cyanobacteria are part of a healthy ecosystem, it's the cyanobacteria getting out of balance because they're over-fertilized that is the problem. Cyanobacteria are similar to other invasive plants. There are lakes around here that have cyanobacteria that, surprise, we don't have in Long Lake. It's so nice to have something we don't have. But we can be sharing our cyanobacterias with each other and just making, I don't know if you want to call it worse or more complicated.
Yeah. So really important to clean equipment in lake lovers, really important to clean boats or fishing equipment if you're moving in between lakes, right? Because you don't want to inadvertently bring
Anything.
even little things like cyanobacteria.
Very good.
Oh my goodness, so we are seeing someone landing their plane on the lake. You talk about cleaning equipment. How do you
Yes.
clean a plane, Gloria?
You got me there. There he is. He's on the water.
Wow, yeah, I can see it coming.
That is.
Look at that. So we hear it. Let's see if we can see the plane taking off. I see it way down there.
Yeah,
See if I can get it in my camera. There it is.
it's moving.
Wow, what a fun part of our video here on Long Lake. As we think about not transferring anything between lakes, right? Including what might be sticking to your seaplane.
We have a couple eagles, but they like fish.
Oh, Gloria, they're right where we were seeing
I
them.
know, I know. I need a shot.